You're on.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Tuesday evening mind healing service. I call it my midweek pick me up, although it's not quite middle week, but it is my pick me up. This evening, we're talking about joy, that innate sense of well being. So, just before we talk about joy, join me in this opening affirmative prayer. We acknowledge always that infinite presence of love in our midst. It is indeed the joy of our hearts, each one of us, pure and open channels, expressions of its love and its joy. So this evening, as together we conspire to talk about, to think about, to pray of joy. I know it's an evening filled with inspiration, an evening filled with insights that allow us to move upwards and onwards on this great spiraling pathway of life. So together, as we let our consciousness of that light and love that is God just come together, I know that this collective consciousness goes out to bless our island, Jamaica, and indeed the very cosmos. Because truly, God is the joy of our lives. It is indeed our strength. And it is in that strength that we dwell and abide. So we give thanks for this evening. And I know that each person who is on this online event, I know that they bring a blessing, that indeed collectively we can uplift, heal, and enlighten each other. This is the truth about us this evening as I release my word to law and know with thanksgiving that indeed that joy is our experience. Thank you, God, that this is so. And so it is. Ah, my topic this evening is register joy. Hold it, express it. A platform for information states that joy is the state of being that allows one to experience feelings of intense, long lasting happiness and contentment of life. So, as you allow those words to saturate your consciousness, just let us for a few seconds just close our eyes. Deep breaths. And with the incoming breath, whisper in our hearts, I abide in joy. So deep breath, whisper, I abide in joy. Hold for 4, and then release gently. Deep breath. Release. Again, deep breath. I abide in joy. Hold for 4. Gently release. Opening the eyes and bringing our conscious awareness to this conversation. When I say that word joy, automatically smile. And that, to me, means that all of us, all of us experience and express this spiritual attribute, this characteristic of the living Spirit Almighty within us, joy. We all know what joy is, eh? So we can agree with this statement that it is a state of being that allows us to experience feelings of long-lasting happiness and contentment. It is closely related to and often evoked by a sense of well-being, success, or just plain experiencing good. Brings a joy to our hearts, eh? So let us look at those words: intense, long-lasting happiness, contentment of life, well-being, success, good, and more good means something to us. Dr. Ernest Holmes, the founder of this teaching, The Science of Mind and Spirit, on page 292 of our text states, everything necessary to the full and complete expression of the boundless experience of joy is mine now. Everything necessary to the full and complete expression of the boundless experience of joy is mine. He goes on to say, know this, see it, feel it, and be it. Do this for a few minutes every day. So you can ask me, how do I register joy? The answer is know joy, see joy, feel joy, and be joy. So if we go back to that narrative about what the experience of joy is, it is to consider each one of us getting to understand that long-lasting happiness is our supreme right of being. Contentment of life is part of our natural day-to-day experience. Well-being, success, and good is what we're accustomed to. So we are just being reminded to register it, not just to just pass it over and go on a merry on our day-to-day activities, but in each moment that we recognize that deep upwelling of joy in our being is to register it, which means to recognize it, to be aware of it. And then, even for that split second, just abide in it, luxuriate in it, and then express it in what you say, do, or think. That's all that is all about, registering of that joy that dwells within each one of us. So when we come to have an intimate knowledge of what it means to be joy and to live from the state of joy, then our lives, because we pay attention to it, our lives must mirror it. The law of attraction will indeed allow us always to experience life in that way. So everything will conspire for us to have this smile on our face, no matter what the appearance is before us. Yes, some things are discouraging. Yes, some things are just plain challenging. But that innate joy of being will always be with us because it is natural to us. And when we have that innate experience of joy, it is easier to navigate the challenges. So I want us to do a little exercise. If you have pen and paper nearby, can you think of 5 things that you love to do that allow you to have this experience of joy when you're accomplishing them? 5 things. Think about it. Some of us have been so busy these days that some of those things that used to give us joy, we have stopped doing or have no time, too busy. Just for a moment, think about 5 things. Look at your 5 fingers on your left hand or your right and count them off. Would anyone like to share one of those things that we have itemized that we get joy from before I share my 5? Anyone?
Yes, I could easily write 10.
Please.
I would like, well, I
We,
love
we
to
put our
dance.
hand up here, Auntie Lily.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I should have.
Okay. So the
Put
hand
one
that I
still.
saw was Sandy's. So
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I like to, I'm a creative, so I like to design. I love doing the PowerPoint, and I love designing my workshops in terms of how do I make this happen and find fun, creative ways to do that. I like to create food.
mm,
Notice I didn't say cook, but I like to create food.
create.
I like gourmet food.
Mhm.
I like contact dancing, salsa, any one two person dance. Salsa, but Latin dances really touch, move, and inspire me. I love to engage others. I love to see people get their aha around, you mean I can do this, or that's what I was doing, and that's what's been messing up my life. I like to really help people to grow. I like fine dining. So of course there's a food element again,
Okay.
to experience creative food.
Okay.
But I had to stop, but to
Yeah, that is 5.
reconnect with friends in foreign. People I lost
Okay.
for a long time, but it's like 30, 40 years of love and relationship and then to see them after a long time is really very joyful.
All right, Miss Lilith, you're 5.
About 5 million, you mean?
Just 5. Just 5. Just 5.
Okay. I love to dance. I love to sing. I love to do crossword puzzles and any other puzzles. I love to read, and I love to eat with family and friends, especially eating out.
Good. All right. So let us look at those 10 things that we have heard that gives Sandy and Lilith joy. Because it's things that they love. And when you hear the enthusiasm in their voices, you know that they have a sense of experiencing something just not on the ordinary, eh? Because the joy of dancing, the rhythm of your body and knowing that, you're in step, and if you're dancing close to somebody, that intimate connection that allows you to just move in complete rhythm, create, to cook, or, well, create food. That, well, the nuances of the senses when the tasting of these different spices, just putting together, I can understand that. Reading a book, you get the joy of being part of the author's story or what they're trying to share with you. I understand what Sandy's talking about for her workshops, creating this this the scenario where others can learn and be empowered, communicate, and the art of that's an art, putting things together that that you can communicate to others, something that will allow enlightenment, upliftment, that kind of thing. You understand what that joy is, that feeling of happiness and well-being. So think about that, register that from all those others who have not shared the 5 things that give them a smile. For me, I had finishing a book that, that I started from the standpoint that I'm learning. Yes, yeah, I see you, Dawn. Beach visits, seeing my son and family dancing, singing, walking barefoot on the beach. Yes, I can understand that. The joy that you get with the sun going through your toes. I have getting a massage, listening to good jazz and dancing. Because, when you get into the music and the rhythm, nothing stop the feet. And the moves that you can create with your own body, it's fantastic. I recommend it. I'm not a doctor, but I recommend, dipping yourself in these incidents of joy in your life to just remember how good it is to be alive. So I'm thinking, for instance, that when I get a massage, it means also self-care. Taking care of the physical body, which we are also grateful for. And understand that an author is giving the essence of their being. All you creative people, you know what it is, an artist, a musician, you're giving something that it's your union with that infinite wisdom and knowledge that allows you to pass on this, whether it's a piece of music, whether it's a workshop, whether it's a recipe, whether you're out with friends and just that, the communication between, and reminiscing of old days and the taste of that, you take everything apart. It is fun. Yes. Massage is a good one, Dawn, because it reminds you that you have to take care of that body temple of ours that has been given to us to experience and express life. So self-care should be part of the things that give us joy. Sometimes we don't remember that, but we should. Beauty of our body temples, the vision of our eyes, our ears where we can hear music, the taste buds, when you combine the five senses plus the sixth sense and the seventh sense that we're all endowed with. Just sheer joy. And that is what registering and holding it just to allow us to embody more of that sense of that high that we get from doing that. Yes, we are just at one with every aspect of our being and of our lives in that moment of joy. And I wanted to remind you that as your consciousness nods in assent to joy, it awakens every other aspect of your spiritual being. Because joy is the last of the seven. You have life first, the characteristics of spirit. We have life, then we have love, we have light, we have power and peace, beauty and joy, which we experience all in that moment. The sheer exuberance, the life of God flowing through us, knowing that we are loved by that spirit that is within us, that allows us to experience wisdom and clarity, which empowers us, which allows us peace of mind. And beauty, which means divine order in our lives and affairs. And it flows over into this sense, this quiet contentment. We know that we are one with spirit. So yes, the more we place attention to the joy in our lives. Somebody, yes, Michael, the countryside, driving through the countryside and communing with God in the beauty of our island. Yes, I love being in nature. I love to watch children play. I hear the birds making a racket. It's just, and when we have a sense of freedom, when we are luxuriating in nature, that's our experience. That's our communion with what is going on around our environment. It's at one with our environment. Think of it like that. As you're going through the countryside, as you're looking at the luscious foliage and flowers that we have in this country. Mango time. Why you away? All those mango loving friends of mine. When you see a mango tree, just the limbs just burdened with the ripe fruit. And when you when you open your mouth on a juicy Julie, right? That's joy too, you know. But sometimes we just, gloss over it because we take these things for granted. I'm here to say, please just register it in the moment. And the more you pay attention to it, is the more that you're going to experience it. And I'm reminded of yes, wonderful fruit, Reverend Michael. We have so many in this country. The story of Nehemiah from our Judeo-Christian Bible relates the story of the prophet whose name means actually Jehovah comforts. He and the Jews came back from captivity to find Jerusalem in ruins. It meant that there was no security, as well as Nehemiah felt that because of the circumstances, the Jews would not worship and praise God in a destroyed city. So he decided two things: establish civil authority and to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. He was appointed a governor, and he was able to get the Persian emperor to come to Jerusalem, who came to Jerusalem at that time to provide funding for the building of the walls. He prayed and fasted during those difficult times. So even when enemies were trying to take him from his task, you remember this message, Nehemiah 6 verse 3, it says, he was doing a great work and would not stop, because he knew that that work was his service to God, and he had no intention of letting anybody stopping it. I suspect that it's a work that he was doing in complete joy. The walls were then rebuilt, and after the laws were read to the Jews on a holy day, he stated in chapter 8, Nehemiah chapter 8, go your way, eat the fat, drink the sweet, and send portions unto them whom nothing is prepared for this day. It is holy unto the Lord, neither ye be sorry, for the joy of the Lord is your strength. So he advocated that, yes, now that everything is okay for the Jews, you must go your way, eat the fat of the land. It's joyful things he said them to do, eat the fat, drink the sweet, give to others who have nothing prepared, for the day is holy unto the Lord. Neither ye be sorry, for the joy of the Lord is your strength. So Nehemiah was trying to communicate to the Jews, everything is in place. You have your law that can guide us. You have your walls. You're secure now. So allow your consciousness to remember that God is at the center. God is indeed the joy of the strength. So the metaphysical meaning behind Nehemiah's story, taken from Charles Fillmore's Metaphysical Dictionary, says that Nehemiah can also be said to be that in us that inspires us to higher and better things. He represents too the boldness and the courage for rebuilding character. So yes, we are earnest, faith-filled, and we can therefore register that the joy of the Christ consciousness, which is indeed our strength, will allow us to live in a continual state of praise and honor and joy. So let us be always prepared, yes, to drink the sweet, to remember, to share, neither be sorry, because as we practice joy, our lives will indeed lift ourselves, our experience, and others who come into contact with us. What are those practices that can assist us in the experience of abiding in joy? The first one is forgiveness, which is giving up that which does not enhance our beingness in joy, and cultivating a mindset, a mental pattern that allows us to allow that state of joy to be our default state. And affirmations and affirmative prayer helps us to do that. The second spiritual practice you can use is meditation, dwelling in the silence, which is almost, because it allows, once you go deep into silence and your nervous system settles down, little aberrations that we hold in our subconscious mind, this is when it comes up easily and effortlessly and joyously. without impacting our day-to-day experience. So meditation, going into the silence, is good for the refinement of our consciousness. That allows us to experience spontaneous right action, spontaneous right, and spontaneous right order in our lives and affairs. Another one is practice abundance through gratitude. Are we talking about driving through nature? When you see the abundant fruits and the foliage around us, that law of abundance that is even just revealing itself through nature, it's the same law that we live by. And what enhances abundance? Gratitude. So when you're registering the joy, allow your senses to feel this gratitude that, yes, I'm in the midst of this abundance and it's reflected in every aspect of my being. So gratitude, you have your gratitude journal. Or last thing at bed, name 5 things that happened to you during the day that you are grateful for. And giving thanks, knowing that tomorrow, 10 more, the next day, 20 more. But what it does is just allow an expansion in our consciousness, gratitude, and understanding that if you name what allows you to feel abundance, the law must reflect that into your life and affairs. The 4th one is mind-body practice. When we're doing change your thinking, change your life, this one is a good one. Begin to notice your feelings of joy, contentment, and well-being. The more you pay attention to these feelings and sensations, they will increase. And that inner joy will give you that glow as you go through life. Everybody say, whoa, what are you up to now? You just have this glow. You know that is because that you're practicing joy. So this mind-body practice where you allow yourself to pay attention to the sensations of your body and your feelings when you are in that state of joy so that you can replicate it in the midst of challenging issues, and stay in that state of joy is truly something that we must cultivate. So it says there in a book I have, joy is now an inner note that you sound as you move through your day. Joy is now an inner note that you sound as you move through your day. I like that. You're living from the state of joy. So your features, how you move, how you communicate with others is the song that you sing as you move through your daily activities. Another one is true joy comes from operating from and with the inner directedness of spirit and recognizing that you truly abide in joy. Is another way of saying practicing the presence of joy in your life and affairs, knowing that you are at all times in perfect union with that indwelling presence and power that created us out of itself in pure joy. So, friends, let us settle for nothing less and hold up our highest vision of living in joy and expressing it. So, that is my take on register joy. Hold it and then simply just express it in your word. Namaste. So, is there anything anybody would like to share about joy? Yes, Lilith. Lilith?
Yeah, I didn't say anything.
You came up on my screen, so I know
Really?
something about joy just running through your system that you're saying there. I hear it in your voice. So what's
That's,
it?
that's amazing because I didn't touch the computer at all. But what the question was? What?
5 things that give you joy.
Yes, but what did you just ask a while ago?
No, if anybody had anything else to add. Because the
Okay.
question is, what is stopping us from living in the state of joy every day.
Yes.
You ever ask yourself that?
What I like is that is not just what you're saying, not just to register joy, but to hold it and express it. So let it stay as long as possible. Stay in that state of joy as long as possible. And I like the concept of holding it, because it can be a fleeting joy. No,
Oh,
I don't want
yes.
it to be fleeting. Want to hold it.
Yes, I like that. We have this sense of, it's not something that is fleeting. It's something that is living, they are living in, abiding in. So therefore, some people are, just how they walk, they're living in joy. They're not pulling themselves around. There's a vivacious vibe, and just, they come at you, and it's as if this aura of joy goes before them, before they get into your space. You just know, that's pep in your step. You know who I'm talking? Anybody can. She just literally dances. She don't walk. You have some people
It's
among
so,
us that
that
don't.
is so, you know.
Exactly, that she don't.
If I may,
Yes, my dears.
joy is really a present moment experience. And it can't be otherwise, because even if you pull a memory from the past, or if you imagine something nice that you're going to do, where you're pulling the memory to, and where you are imagining the niceness, like I'm imagining some fine dining experience that's going to come up in the October bells. And I am, but where those experiences are occurring is in the present. Because even although something happened 20 years ago, my recall of it is now. So the smile to my lips is now. The
Right.
joy I'm feeling in the recall is now.
Right.
And the projection around what's happening in October and the excitement I'm going to experience with the people that I love. That experience, that excitement is now.
True.
So joy can't be past or future ever. At least that's a view I have.
A new experience. Yes, Sandy, that is
It
so
has to
true.
be now. And so if you're feeling anything other than joy, is you creating it. Whether
Profound.
anxiety or worry or guilt, shame, or any of those things, we are creating it in the present. We're making something that happened or something that we are imagining going to happen mean something in the present. So,
And what we know
that's
about
what I know.
demonstrations,
And
it
as
has to be in the
so-
present moment. That's how demonstrations are occurring in the
Correct.
present moment.
Correctamente.
Right. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else have anything that they could offer about this experience of joy? Bring it to mind, friends. As Sandy is saying, it's a no experience. Even if it's something in the past, you're feeling it now. And to me, that is important, because if you're feeling it now, then it is part of your beingness, and you're attracting this present moment. Only what allows you to experience more of that joy, that feeling of joy, the sensations that you get. Does it pull your smile to the corners of your face? Joy. It's something to just relax in and know. So I encourage it. We have the practices again, right? Meditation, paying attention to your body sensation, your feelings, right? Affirmative prayer, affirmations, gratitude, abundance, all a basket full of spiritual practices that allow us to live and abide in joy. Okay, since we have nothing more on that subject, are there any requests for prayer? I have two. Right. Vance, you have any more requests for prayer? All right, treatment for peace. Don't go too fast. Treatment of peace and joy in the word. Yes, Dawn. I have that. That's 3. Anybody else? Anything else, them Vance, from YouTube? Okay. Let me start out with this request from Pauline. An affirmative prayer of right action. There's one perfect life, one perfect activity. That infinite power and presence that is forever moving upon itself to create anew within each one of us. I know for Pauline that she allows herself to experience this perfect activity, this perfect action of God in her lives and affairs. She's guided to do whatever is necessary for her to experience order in every facet of our being. The persons, the resources necessary for the establishment of order in our business affairs flows through to her. It's now manifest in her world. And I know that she is propelled to do whatever is necessary for that highest vision of success in our business affairs. So I know and declare for Pauline perfect action, perfect activity in everything that concerns her, as it is indeed the truth of her. So as she allows herself that certainty, that conviction that all is well in our world of affairs, I know that any sense of anxiety is simply now eliminated. The truth of her is that she knows what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And with that comes complete success and fulfillment in every avenue of her expression. This is the truth about Pauline, and I give thanks that all this is so, and so it is. I have an affirmative prayer now for vision. I speak this word for all of us who can resonate with perfect vision, spiritual and physical. God is the perfect life of each and every one of us. That indwelling power and presence is the life force that moves through us all. And I know for this person who has requested an affirmative prayer of perfect vision, that every cell, tissue, organ, and function of our body temple works harmoniously together. So I know for our eyes, which are the eyes of God, everything that is connected with our vision, I know that it is perfected, because that blueprint that is held in the mind of God, it's perfect vision, perfect eyesight, perfect clarity and understanding. So I know that as this truth flows through her now, I know that any sense of dissonance, any blur, any distorted images are now simply just dissolved into the nothingness from whence it came. So I know that whatever she needs to do is indeed provided for her. I know that the doctors that surround her now, I know that they are guided to do whatever is necessary to enhance that truth about her. She claims it now because it is indeed her truth. And for all of us who resonate with clarity and perfect vision, we know that that is God's perfect activity in us as us. And everything connected to us is already perfect. So that vision, that eyes of ours to experience life is indeed clear and beautiful. As God in us, as us for us, is the truth. I give thanks that this is so, And so it is. Our third one is a treatment of peace and joy in the world for dawn, from dawn for all humanity at this time. God is indeed the joy of our hearts. God is the author of joy. I know for each one of us as individualized expressions of the Almighty, joy is our natural state of being. With joy, there's a sense of peace and harmony wherever every single point of the universe is experiencing God. Because it is true. We are all God in action, God in activity. So we know that this peace of mind and harmony and the joy of living is indeed natural to all. So I know that peace reigns supreme in our life and affairs. Every corner of this universe is experiencing peace and harmony, a calmness of spirit, tranquility. And with this calmness of spirit, we see correctly our brother and our sisters, knowing that we are our brothers and sisters. There's only one, just one. And it's in this state of oneness allows us to experience the fulfillment, the satisfaction, and the contentment, which is joy. So as we experience this joy in every aspect of our beings, physically, we are able to move easily, effortlessly in rhythm with a sense of enthusiasm, knowing that we are alert, we are alive. We are empowered to do whatever is necessary for us to experience peace, joy. I know it for our leaders that peace and joy is on the conference table in every single room where there is any kind of decision to be made about humanity. Peace reigns as the ultimate is for all to experience the joy of living. So I know that the resources that are necessary for each and every individual in every country is provided with ease and effortlessness. We share. As we share, we uplift each other. So I know that there is kindness, there is compassion, there is empathy, because it is all giving of itself in through as us. So the divinity that is within us now comes to the forefront of our conscious awareness. And we know at all times that indeed we are God's beloved, each one of us divine in origin. So we do experience peace and harmony and joy wherever we find ourselves. This is the truth as I release my word to that law with thanksgiving and know that all this is so, and so it is. Are there any more requests for affirmative prayer? Answer, Sandy, is there anything in the chat?
No, right.
Okay.
What about the one for love? You did that one?
We love, don't we?
Oh, I do.
Oh, God is truly the love. The love of our lives. Each one of us, an expression of love. Each one of us, beings of love. And I know especially for each and every individual in this spiritual mind healing service, that sense of knowing that we are loving as that divine love created us out of itself. This love that knows nothing unconditional. Anything else is an illusion. We are expressions of love. And as we dwell and abide in love, love simply now just fills our worlds, our relationships filled with the love of God. Indeed, our very lives. We are a success everywhere we find ourselves as we radiate this love that is within us. We reveal love in every aspect of our being, or what we say, do, or think. Love is what we know. Love is what we experience. So we just let go and just let this love just fill our hearts and souls, and allow the love notes to just simply flow from our conscious awareness, blessing our world, those who come into contact with us. And indeed, this earth plane of existence, we allow this aura of love to just simply just radiate out into Jamaica, up into the cosmos, and envelop this earth plane, allowing this atmosphere of love, heal, to bless, to prosper, to illumine and enlighten each and every individual. Love. Yes, but love. So we give thanks for this love that we are, that we radiate, we give, that we experience, that we share. And know it is God in action in through us. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, as I call forth this love light in our lives now, as it radiates through our eyes, our ears, and our hearts. Thank you, God, for making it so. And so it beautifully is. Okay. Sandy, you want to share or remind us?
Mhm.
Okay. The book review is continuing on this beautiful book, Essential Ernest Holmes. And if you have that book, read it. If you want to hear what Ernest Holmes was experiencing and what he thinks about the environment, religion, everything, you name it, this is a good book to have and to share on a Thursday night at 7 p.m. with Reverend Sonia, practitioners Vance and Steve. It's worth your while. So I hope this is the final week. Is it the final week, Vance, for the book review?
Maybe 2 more weeks.
They have 2 more weeks. Friends, even if it's
No,
one,
this is the final week.
So
this is
I-
the final
the
week.
final week.
You
Yeah,
better
we're doing
beg
our
them to
best.
go do it again. If those persons who have missed out on it, you better beg.
No, we're prepared for Goldsmith. That is what it is.
Or you're preparing for Goldsmith. Okay, that is worthwhile too. Thank you, Vance, for the information. Yes, Jamaica Youth Chorale in concert. Well, friends, we have to come together for this one. April 6th at 4 p.m. at the Temple. They are fantastic. The music, the voice, the enthusiasm. So please join us. We are hosting Jamaica Youth Chorale. The tickets are available at the Temple or at the Music House, which is at 214 Mountain View Avenue. The cost of the tickets, $3,500. April 6th, friends, family, casual acquaintances, we are all going to fill our beloved Temple of Light as we just let the music just fill our hearts and minds, the music of the Jamaica Youth Chorale. So friends, look out for it, not to be missed. Next week, this time, please join practitioner Carol Campbell in our spiritual mind healing service, March 11th. You know Carol coming with a twist, so you look out for the insights and the sharing for next Tuesday at 6 p.m. If you feel moved to support our ministry, please feel free to donate at www.templeoflightcsl.org. Thank you for your generosity and for helping us to become a beacon of light for the world. We have new arrangements, so please avail yourself of these new arrangements for allowing money to come into our coffers. Just before you press that donate button, let us bless the love offering. Lovingly I give, joyfully I receive. Be thou fruitful, increase, and multiply. Bless, prosper, and enrich everyone whom you touch, and replenish all of my financial affairs. Thank you, Father. And so it is. The prayer of our center together. The Temple of Light, Center for Spiritual Living, is a sacred field embodying our spiritual community from which the Christ, peace, love, and joy emanate. To touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, and to liberate anyone who comes into contact with it in any way. The light of the Christ illumines us, our center and our environment. Our spiritual community is filled with and surrounded by the presence of God and is growing from strength to strength. The power of God expands our consciousness of truth, guiding us ceaselessly along the paths of wisdom, spiritual growth, unfoldment, and attainment. We are blessed, and to God be the honor and glory forever. And so it is. And the prayer for our beloved Jamaica, the radiant light of God's love is now flowing through us and from us to everything and everyone it touches. The eternal light of God's love now completely fills, covers, and surrounds our island Jamaica. The glowing intensity of the light of God's love now interpenetrates and awakens within the hearts and minds of our countrymen and women. The truth of life would set free. The light of God's love is growing and glowing in intensity in the hearts and minds of mankind everywhere. Love, health, harmony, goodwill, peace, uprightness, integrity, joy, prosperity, kindness, and our oneness under God are now established. So it is. Thank you for joining us. But before I do the closing affirmative prayer, we're having a little longer noon bites tomorrow. It's the beginning of Lent as we celebrate together, holding the high watch of peace and love for our country and indeed this plane of existence. That the divinity that is within us is just blessing the divinity that is within every member of humanity. So tomorrow at noon bites, let us together hold a high watch for our plane of existence. We go within. I'm so thankful for the consciousness of all those who are supporting our mission to transform lives. I give thanks that infinite power and presence is even now providing every good thing for each and every one of us. I know it for our country, Jamaica. I know it for our world. That there can only be peace. And that peace comes from within each one of us, radiating to touch each individual, allowing wholeness to be the natural expression of each and everyone. So we give thanks for the harmony that we share as a community, knowing that the abundance, the bounty of God is forever moving upon us, allowing us to fulfill all our obligations and indeed to continue with our message, that indeed the light of God is within each one of us. The love of God continues to overshadow us, because wherever we all are, God is, all is well. So as we go about our separate business and assignments this evening, we carry that spirit of joy. We register it, we hold it and we express it in all that we say, do, or think. Thank you, God, for this characteristic of joy that allows us to experience the fullness, the satisfaction, and the happiness that is ours by divine right. This is the truth. I know that it is so, and so it is.
So it is.
Yes.
Reverend